If you want to know what my starter pack usually is, it's often water in a Starbucks cup with either a red Starbucks or coffee or a Red Bull, and there's always lipstick on my glasses. Welcome back today for my summer recommendation. I'm so excited to have finally summer and sun and just tanning, becoming a bit more than just this color. I haven't seen the sun in so long. I am in the mood to start talking about summer books and everything that goes with it. Those books are not only like book based in summer, because I don't always think that a summer book is a book that happened in summer, but it's giving that summer carefree vibe. The first book I want to talk about is actually kind of in a series, but it's not really. It is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. The cover is so cute, and I am also talking about a second book in this series, which is Practice Makes Perfect. It got out a few days ago. I already read it because the day it went out I was just like, I need it, and I got it on my Kindle, and I love Sarah Adams' book. It's really cheesy. It's just a fun time where you do not have to think, and it just makes you feel great. So When in Rome is about this pop star who she hit a breaking point. She's like, I need to get away, I need a change of scenery. She has this weird obsession with Audrey Hepburn. I never watched a Audrey Hepburn film, but I probably should, because I'm almost sure I would love it. In one of those films, she goes to Rome in Italy, but she cannot go to Rome, so she decides to go to the next best thing, apparently, and it's Rome in Kentucky or Nantucky. I don't know, one of those two. There she's gonna meet this guy, and they're both agreeing that they can't have an affair or a relationship, because obviously she's gonna go back to a big city and live her pop star life, and he's actually a really family guy. He owns a pie shop, which is so funny to me. So this is a very, very small town. Everyone knows each other. The way they are interacting is so funny. You can find the same vibe in a second book, which I think I love even more, and it is about the main girl. She's called Amelia. I forgot to say it. The main girl bodyguard, and the main guy in When in Rome is called Noah, and he has a sister that is called Annie. So the second book is about the bodyguard and Noah's sister, and this second book is absolutely incredible. I'm still in the hype. It's the last book that I read when I'm filming this video, and I'm like, this was so much good vibe. I really like the cheat sheet also, but it's not giving the same vibe. I'm just realizing that most of the books I'm talking about are romance. There is only one fantasy book. So if you were wondering for summary fantasy book, apparently there is only one in my mind that goes with it. I don't know. I kind of feel like fantasy books are more of fall and winter when I'm thinking about fantasy book. Maybe to just get that out of the way, I am going to talk about the only fantasy book I have in this whole list. To everyone's surprise, it is A Court of Thorns and Roses. Obviously, if I have the paperback version, this is a book that I love. It is one of my favorite books ever, and I think A Court of Thorns and Roses specifically, not the rest of the story, this one is giving very summery vibes. I never know how to explain this book to anyone, but we are following Favor, the main girl, who is a human. She killed the beast, and apparently it was the wrong beast. She goes to the immortal world where there is fate. She's in the spring court. I think this is why I feel like it's a summer vibe, because the spring court is very beautiful, very sunny, with a lot of flower and everything. It's not the same vibe as the other books in this series, but this one, great introduction. I don't think it's a very heavy book, like the majority of it. This part is a bit darker, but this one is okay. I would recommend this book this summer. Another book which is giving small town vibes and Grumpy Sunshine is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I love the cover of this book, the little Marguerite and everything. Daisy, oh my god, yeah, obviously. So we have Naomi, who comes to, I think the city's name, the town name is called Knockmount, but I'm not sure. Anyway, she comes to this small town because her twin sister actually called her and told her that she needed help. She decided to come and help, and when she goes to a little dinner or cafe, I don't remember exactly, she found her face on a paper that said that she was not welcome here. A bit confusing for her because that was the first time that she was here. So she's realizing that apparently her sister doesn't have many friends here. That's an understatement. In this cafe, she's meeting Knox, who absolutely acts like an a-hole. He was not having it and he thought she was her twin. We also learned that her twin has a daughter, which I don't remember if Naomi knew about or not. She ends up with the daughter having to take care of her, and at the same time Knox is kind of helping her, but at the same time he's like, you need to go away because we don't like your twin sister and we don't know who you are. This book can be really cheesy sometimes. I know a lot of people have a lot to say about it. I still love it so much. I can get past the whole cheesiness and the way sometimes they are acting. Two books that I think everyone has heard about but are perfect for summer is Beach Read by Emily Henry and People We Meet on Vacation by also Emily Henry. I only read Beach Read recently in January, which was really funny because the main girl's name is January. We have January who just lost her dad and ended up owning this house next to the beach in a really small town. When she went there, she met her neighbor who is called Augustus. I love this man so much. You have no idea. They are both authors and they need to write a novel where they are there. They have 3 months where they're next to each other and oh my god, yeah, I forgot. They knew each other from college because they were kind of rivals, but not really. They are writing completely different style than each other. They are not the same in the same genre. She's writing romance book and he's more a thriller guy, I think. There's a hair. They make kind of like a deal where she has to write a thriller and he is writing a romance book, and so that they can successfully do this, they have like those Friday and Saturday kind of dates where they're doing things to show the other person how they managed to write in their genre. It was not like a normal romance, very fluffy. There were some very intense moments. That was surprising. And the other book by Emily Henry is People We Met on Vacation, which I read a long time ago. When did I read this book? I read it last summer, I'm pretty sure. In this book we have Poppy and Alex, who were friends in college, and we have like flashback from them in college, then them going on vacation each year together, and right now where they don't talk to each other anymore, or a reason that we don't know until the end, and I don't even remember. But I know that I loved reading it. I was having such a good time. I don't know if it was as good as Beach Read, but it was a very good book for summer with the whole second chance, and I had fun seeing the flashbacks between like right now and when they got to know each other and going on vacation for the first time. That was fun. Going back to the small town vibe, an amazing series by Daphne Perry is The Edens. We have Indigo Ridge, Juniper Hill, Garnet Flats, and Jasper Way. My favorites were Indigo Ridge and Jasper Way. I love them so much. We are following the Eden family. In each book, one of the siblings is actually meeting someone, and we have different tropes in every book. None of them are the same. I just love this book series so much. It's giving very small town vibe, ranch, little cowboy. I love it. This series is so good. Then I would recommend Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I love this book so much. I'm saying this for every one of them. We have a dual point of view. We have the main girl, who is called Alexi, and she's living in the city. She has a big name because her family actually owns an hospital where she is working. She's having kind of difficulties with her family and her romantic relationship, which is coming to an end. She went through this small town, but her car broke down. And there she meets Daniel. Daniel, who is absolutely the loveliest person in the world. He made my heart swoon. But honestly, this man in this book, I love it. Their chemistry is right from the start there. So they are starting to talk, they see each other, but obviously they are not living in the same world, not the same lifestyle or anything. It was so interesting to see their relationship and how they made the difference between them works. And there's a little goat. I remember the little goat. Still in the small town vibe, we have the Bellinger series by Tessa Bailey. So we have It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line and Sinker. We are following in the first book Poppy, who is just this LA girl with a very superficial lifestyle. She does not really feel like she has to work to get the things she wants in life. I think it is her stepfather who just is like, you need to learn real life. He is sending her, he's like cutting her off and sending her to this small city where her father is actually from. And there she meets a fisherman who is very grumpy, but at the same time he's like helping her do so many things. I was like, you're saying you don't like her, but you're literally doing everything for her. I really liked Poppy. At the beginning I didn't like her, but I really liked seeing the evolution for her. It was very nice. And in the second book we are following her sister Hannah with the main guy. I think his name was Brendan, I don't remember. In the first book he has a best friend whose name is Fox. I love Fox. I love them so much. I think that for me the best one is the second book, Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. We also have My Killer Vacation. This is really like summer. She's on vacation, the woman. I don't remember much. I remember having fun while reading it. She was going to an Airbnb kind of thing for her vacation. She ends up on a dead body, so she's calling the cop and everything, and one of the detectives starts investigating her because obviously she's a suspect. But in the end they end up together searching for what happened, because I don't know why she wanted so much to be in the investigation. I would have taken my suitcases and just, there's this whole subplot of murder mystery that I loved, and then we had a bit of romance in it, a lot of romance in it, which was nice. I feel like it was changing a bit and it was in a summer setting. So a book that broke my heart, but I think it's a great summer book, is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This book was not what I expected when I started reading it, but it was so great. I loved every single moment of it. We are following Kenna. I remember her name. That's when you know. We have Kenna, who just got out of prison and wants to get in contact with her daughter. Like this, you think, weird, where's the romance in it? I then proceeded to explain the whole plot, just to say, there, I don't want to say much because you really need to like experience the whole thing for yourself. I was in a roller coaster while reading it. I am so tired right now. I feel my enthusiasm just going down. Another book that I cannot tell you a lot about the story because you need to experience the ups and downs yourself, and it is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This book was not what I expected when I started reading it. For those who don't like it, there is a bit of a love triangle, but it is well done because I don't usually like love triangle. It is about a girl who is starting college. We see the end of the summer and the beginning of a college experience, which I loved. I loved the setting, the timeline, and everything was really well done. But just a little part in the end was not necessary, and I would suggest you're like, it didn't happen. Last summer I read Purple Hearts by Tess Wakefield. It was adapted last summer, I think, in a movie on Netflix. It is also called Purple Hearts with Sofia Carson in it. The movie is really great, but I felt like the book was even better because the book had more depth in it. The movie was kind of brushing through some things that were a bit more important in the book, but both are really great. I love reading the book. You should also watch the movie, and I'm not a movie watcher, like really not. It is about this musician. She wants to become a big music star, but she only has some gig for the moment. She's also working as a bartender, and one night she has those soldier who just comes before going on a new mission, so she has some soldier coming to get a drink, and she's meeting this guy who is not passing the vibe. He is friend with one of her best friend, I think, from college. She is actually diabetic. That's why she needs to work as a bartender and cannot only live through a music gig because she has to pay a lot in medical bills. She just learned that if you're married to a soldier, you can actually have the insurance. She asked her best friend if she can marry him so she can have that. And he's like, I'm sorry, but I have somebody. And she's like, okay, I get it. But the man who did not pass the vibe, he told her, you can marry me, and the money they get you, I want just half, because he has some debt. Their relationship was so freaking rocky. So many things happened, but I really like this book. The Bodyguard by Catherine Center was published last summer, I think, and it is such a summer read. So we are following this bodyguard who is actually a woman, and she's assigned to work with, I think he's an actor who didn't go to the public eye in so long, but he actually goes to live with his family for a while. So she has to pretend to be his girlfriend and not his bodyguard because he doesn't want to just worry them. She's fake dating him while being his bodyguard, which I love. I remember loving this book. And his family is actually living in some kind of ranch. A bit. This is a plus. We are ending this video with two books. Very different from each other. The first one is A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. This is about two people who are in high school, in some kind of prep school. This is a private high school with only like really rich little kids, and I love it because the girl is supposed... Talking about it makes me want to reread it. The main girl is like this goody two shoes, I think it's the expression. Very pure little girl, very popular. The main guy is like kind of a bad boy, but at the same time he is so freaking obsessed with her. There's some disturbing scenes in there. It's kind of toxic, but I am living for it. He was obsessed with her for such a long time and she never knew it. But when you have this point of view, you're like, wow, all the things that are happening in your brain. The last book I would recommend for this summer is Every Summer After by Kelly Fortune. It broke the internet last year. She actually published a few days ago a new book, which is Meet Me at the Lake, I think, which for now I am not gonna read because I gave Every Summer After 4 stars for a very simple reason. I love the writing style, I love the story until the end. The end just completely destroyed the whole book. It was for a very specific thing, and from what I've been seeing, a lot of people didn't have that problem with this book. So I think it's more of a personal problem. If you read this book, I think you understand why. For the first time, actually, I just saw Rachel Catherine read it, and she thought the same thing as me. So I was happy to finally have someone thinking the same thing. It was a great book until the end, but I still think that a lot of people will love it when they can get past the ending. I don't see how you can come back from that, but obviously they did, so happy for them. This is it for my summer recommendation. I hope that there's at least one book in there that you will like. If you want to know what I want to read this summer, subscribe because the video is coming very soon. Don't forget to put a thumbs up to help me. That would mean so much. I will see you very soon. Bye!